Now on to one of the stories making headlines tonight. A schoolgirl who had gone to wash her face in the Nilwala River in Mathura at dawn today had fallen prey to a crocodile. This incident comes less than 7 days after a woman was dragged away by a crocodile in the same Nilwala River.
With news of the girl falling victim to a crocodile spreading, a large number of people gathered on the banks of the Nilwala River in Kudaduwa, Mathura. Following a search operation that lasted several hours, the girl's body was discovered on the branch of a tree on the riverbank.
There are two types of crocodiles in Sri Lanka. One is the Asuryan crocodile and the other is the marsh crocodile. The one on my hand is the Asuryan crocodile, which is known to be the dangerous out of the two breeds. This morning it was reported that an 18-year-old schoolgirl was attacked by an Asuryan crocodile.
18-year-old Nuwantika Satsarani was taken away by the crocodile when she went down to the river with her mother to wash her face. She prepares for the school day ahead by washing up in the nearby river every morning.
She was getting ready to leave for school at around 6 a.m. and went to the river to wash her face. Every day she takes water to the bank and washes her face there. I told her to take water to the bank and wash. Then she said since it didn't rain, she will go to the river and wash her face. I told her to come out of the water. She said she will come soon. Just as she said that, a crocodile jumped. When the crocodile was pulling her away, I jumped into the river and tried to pull her from the dress.
A wooden barrier had been constructed for protection from crocodiles at the location where Nuwantika met her fate. With the coroner determining the cause of death, steps were taken to hand over the girl's remains to her family. Nuwantika Satsarani was an advanced level student in the art stream at the Gunaratana Vidyalaya in Palathuwa. Nuwantika was the elder of two children in the family. While at school, Nuwantika had displayed various talents. Meanwhile, on the 28th of March, a mother of two was dragged away by a crocodile in the Nilwala River in Uyangoda, Karagoda. Her body was found later. Recently, another girl fell victim to the crocodile. No one can bathe there or even feed the cows because we don't know when the crocodile will come. Until it is destroyed, no one will be able to go anywhere close to the river. The Nilwala River, which commences on the southern end of the Singharaja mountain range, reaches its widest point in the Mathura district. Residents on the banks of the river rely on the river for their day-to-day needs. However, the Mathura district coordinator of the Disaster Management Centre, Major Saman Balasurya, says that crocodile activity is on the increase in Akurasa, Aturaliya, Kamrupitiya and Tehagoda. According to the Disaster Management Centre, 29 safe locations have been constructed along the banks of the Nilwala River in the Mathura district. However, various views have been expressed recently on these safe locations. Some say that there aren't enough of these crocodile fences, while others say that during the dry season there is no water within these fenced-up areas. Notwithstanding the lurking danger, we witness residents using the river in unsafe locations today. The Vice Chairman of the Crocodile Specialists Group for South Asia and Iran of the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, Anselm Silva, says that carelessness is one of the main factors that contribute to confrontations with crocodiles.
පහමාටත් හයටත් අතර හැමදාම නිල්වලා ගඟේ ගිහිල්ලා රෙදි සෝදලා
Every day she goes to the river between 5:30 and 6, washes the clothes, bathes her daughter, has a wash and returns. Every day they have seen a crocodile watching them from the other bank. Her husband too has seen this. They had no fear about this because it is something they see every day. Even though the crocodile was just lying there, what it was actually doing was practicing a strategy to catch Sita. Engaging in the same activity every day at the same place is not at all advisable.
ඉතින් එක ක්‍රියාවලියක් කරන එක වෙලාවෙදී එක ස්ථානයේදී. ඉතින් මේක තමයි හොඳම නැති එක.
There are 23 identified species of crocodile in the world, of which 8 are known to be dangerous and carnivorous. 2 of these 8, which are the estuarine or saltwater and the freshwater varieties, are to be found in Sri Lanka. Herpetologist Anselm Silva stated that the estuarine crocodile can be found in the waters of the Nilwala River.
In the meantime, the Sri Lanka Vehicle Importers Association says that a situation has arisen where the vehicles that have arrived at the Colombo harbour cannot be cleared due to the sudden increase in import tax. They point out that the members of the association have been greatly inconvenienced by this. Meanwhile, various views are being expressed regarding the increase in import taxes.
Due to the sharp increase in taxes on the 31st of last month, the price of a motorbike increased by around 50,000 rupees, while the price of a trishaw increased by about 100,000 rupees.
ධාරිතාවයේ 1000කට අඩු වාහන සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ලක්ෂ 8 ඉඳන් ලක්ෂ 12 වෙනකම් වැඩි වෙනවා.
Vehicles which have a capacity of less than 1000 cc will increase from about 800,000 to 1.2 million rupees. Vehicles up to a capacity of 1500 will increase from 1.5 million to 1.8 million rupees. Vehicles with a capacity between 2000 to 2500 will increase from 2.5 million to 3.5 million rupees. A situation has arisen where we are unable to deliver the vehicles for which we took orders from customers at the stated price. Due to the difference in the taxes, we are unable to clear the vehicles from the customs.
ආපසු ක්ලියර් කරන්න බැරි තත්ත්වයක තමයි දැන් ඉන්නේ.
අපි රජයට ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා.
We thank the government for increasing the tax on vehicles. It is a good step to reduce the flow of vehicles into the country.
ඒ බදු වැඩි කිරීම හොඳයි.
වාහන ගෙන්වීමේ අවුරුදු ප්‍රමාණය අඩු කරලා තියෙනවා.
The age of a vehicle for import has been reduced. Previously, the law provided 2 years for cars and it has now been reduced to 1 year. Commercial vehicles were granted a period of 5 years, which has now been reduced to 3.5 years. Therefore, those in Sri Lanka will not be able to buy even a reconditioned vehicle now.
එතකොට ලංකාවේ අපිට reconditioned වාහනයක් ගන්න බැරි තත්ත්වයකට එනවා.
2011 වර්ෂයේ පමණක්
In 2011 alone, 550,000 vehicles have been imported. There are about 5 million vehicles in this country. If we take into consideration monks, patients, some of the recipients, beggars and children, there is one vehicle for 4 individuals. The tax procedures are implemented to guide the public when a country is developing. That is what the treasury is there for, and that is what is called monetary control. The IMF resident representative to Sri Lanka also expressed his views regarding the increase in taxes in Colombo yesterday.
Issue of the recent taxes on vehicles and other goods, that actually is something that we didn't discuss with the authorities at all. We were not expecting it. We were happy to see that it shows that they are taking this balance of payments issue very seriously. They are very responsive to that idea, and they're trying many different policy tools in order to address the issue. So we were happy about that. I think our own view probably is that adjusting tax rates is not always the most productive way of addressing this kind of problem, because yes, it is certainly true that the rise in vehicle imports was part of the widening of the balance of payments deficit last year, widening of the current account deficit last year. But whether it's appropriate to do selective tax increases in order to combat that rather than more generalized instruments that are less discriminatory and apply more across the board, whether that's the appropriate approach is something that we had some concerns about. For us, we would probably use more broad tools. One thing that we've talked about in the past is the need for monetary tightening. I think there's been a policy rate hike of 50 basis points. We've seen market rates rise by more than that. Could there be a case for raising policy rates further to match what we've seen with the market interest rates? Those are more the lines that we are thinking about.
Let's now take a look at the cartoon of the day selected from amongst today's English newspapers. The annual Ther festival of the historic Sri Ponnamalavaneshwara Kovil was held today. A large number of devotees participated in the festival. The festival season at the Sri Ponnamalavaneshwara Kovil in Kochikade, Colombo commenced on the 27th of March. A special puja was held this morning in line with the festive season. Prior to the commencement of the Ther festival, devotees engaged in religious observances. The holy bathing ceremony will take place tomorrow.
The Janatha Vimukthi Peramuna filed a fundamental rights petition in the Supreme Court today, calling for the suspension of current bus fares. Parliamentarian Sunil Handunetti and former urban councillor Sumit Padmaperuma filed this petition on the basis that the latest bus fare hike violated the national policy for the amendment of bus fares.
The petition states that although the national policy allows for a maximum 15.8% increase in bus fares, fares were increased by 20% the last time. The petitioners say that if this fare system is implemented over a 5-month period, the public will have to bear an extra cost of 920 million rupees on bus fares. The petitioners are requesting the Supreme Court to issue an injunction suspending the current bus fares and to order the amendment of bus fares in keeping with the national policy. The petition also requests the Supreme Court to order the respondents to prepare a program through which the additional fare expense of 920 million rupees can be reimbursed. The Minister of Private Transport Services, the Secretary to the Ministry of Private Transport Services, the Minister of Transport and the Chairman of the National Transport Commission have been cited as respondents in this petition.
මේ බස් ගාස්තු වැඩි කිරීම සිද්ධ කළා තියෙන්නේ කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලයම 2002
This fare amendment has not been made in accordance with the national policy for amending bus fares passed by Cabinet on the 12th of June 2002. According to that policy, if fares were to be increased in accordance with the diesel price hike, then it can only be increased by a maximum of 15.75% and the minimum fare would be 7 rupees and 86 cents. We see the last fare revision as a violation of fundamental rights under Clause 12, Part 1 of the Constitution.
අන්න ඒක ආණ්ඩුක්‍රම ව්‍යවස්ථාවේ 12.1 වගන්තිය අනුව මූලික අයිතිවාසිකම් උල්ලංඝනය වීමක් හැටියට අපි දකිනවා.
Tamil National Alliance parliamentarian R. Sambandhan says that the government cannot shy away from its responsibilities towards the Tamil people. He made this comment in Parliament today.
The Sri Lankan state has been insensitive and callous in dealing with issues pertaining to the Tamil people, particularly in the north and the east. It is the Tamil people who have shown the resilience to stand up to the Sri Lankan state. We are prepared to be integrated into the Sri Lankan nation, but we cannot be and will not be assimilated. The Sri Lankan state seems to have irrationally decided that with the conclusion of the war, the Tamil issue had also suffered a natural demise. I hear some of your government spokesmen talking with either ignorance or impudence or impertinence. The Tamil people don't want power sharing. It is the TNA that wants power sharing. I don't want any power sharing from you. What power sharing can you give me? But my people want power sharing. My people want to feel as equal citizens in this country. My people feel, the Muslim people feel, that they must have power, political power, the same way the secular people have political power, which we do not have. You now have to deliver on a political solution. You have to deliver on the ground situation. There must be demilitarization. Our people must lead a life of self-respect and dignity. They cannot be second-class citizens in the areas in which they were born, in which they have lived for generations, and which they belong to and own.